This is my first program named Constructive Talks. The world is changing in many different areas. This program will deal with the new visionary trends such as architecture, urbanism, and real estate. We'll look into many projects in the world, new cities, new urbanism, and we'll try to define what is a happy city and what is a modern city for the citizens of the world. We're going to show you now a video of Nusantara, the new capital of Indonesia, a capital that will be replacing Jakarta. And here is the video.
Indonesia's new capital city aims to become the world-class city for all. It will be constructed on 256,000 hectares of land in East Kalimantan, a strategic and geographical center of Indonesia. A new sustainable innovation center that will create a tri-city ecosystem. A globally connected and locally integrated super hub that will drive economic growth and strengthen domestic value throughout Indonesia. But we believe we'll achieve our goals to become a city where the communities and nature thrive, to be the world's leading city for innovation and livability. Indonesia, a world-class city for all. Reimagine new capital city. Reimagine Indonesia.
Fascinating video of the new capital of Jakarta. We are pleased to have with us today, directly from Jakarta, Mr. Rusmin Lawin, who is going to discuss this new capital of Indonesia. Welcome to our show.
Thank you, Dr. Sousa. Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya. I'm honored to be here. It's a very interesting city with a totally green environment in Toronto. I've been here since the last 15 years. So thank you for inviting me here today.
It is indeed a great project, and I'd like to find out more about the project in terms of the area, in terms of the cost of building such a city, and what are the challenges that are facing the Indonesian government to achieve this project. And particularly, I'd like to find out your role and your commitment to promote Nusantara.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Sousa. Actually, this is very challenging and visionary champion program of President Joko Widodo. It is not a new idea, but it was sometime idea during President Sukarno. But only President Jokowi dare to take this challenge to create a visionary of Indonesia, the future of Indonesia, Nusantara, new capital city located in East Kalimantan in Borneo, with 256,000 hectares, But the good thing is we only develop 25% of it. So you don't have to worry that we are going to...
Ingin mengembalikan kejayaan hutan tropis kita sebagai salah satu paru-paru dunia. Jadi dari 256.000 hektar itu 65%, hampir 2/3 ya, itu akan tetap jadi tropical forest ataupun hutan tropis. Sisanya itu hanya 25% nanti yang akan dibangun sebagai daerah terbangun atau build up environment, dan 10% lainnya itu akan menjadi daerah green istilahnya. Bisa jadi park atau taman, bisa jadi daerah terbuka hijau dan sebagainya. Jadi kalau kita lihat komposisinya saja itu sudah mencerminkan bahwa ini adalah kota yang bernuansa hijau.
Sounds exciting.
It's just an idea that we discussed, but it has to be submitted to the minister and also president. But the message is that we are not going to damage the environment. We are going anything that comply to ESG and also SDG goals that refer from UN Habitat today. So it's going to be green and sustainable, smart, resilient, and also, of course, environmental friendly, and also functional. Yeah.
I am aware that you care for nature, for wildlife,
Yeah.
for the insects, for the orangutans.
Yeah.
Tell us a little more about your involvement and how are you going to make life happier for this kind of
This
life?
is very interesting questions. Surprisingly, I found when I arrived here, I found there's a lot of intention of Canadian society about Indonesian, especially the forest. That's why I'm here. I want to learn A from Z how Canadians, government and also stakeholders, NGO, address this forest issue, because I can see that Canadians timber industry is one of the biggest. The industry is still going, but it is green and sustainable in Canada. That's why I'm here to learn. And also during my visit these 3 days, I found there are one society named Canadian Orangutan Society. We met doctors from the University of York. It's very interesting, and also some society that care about Indonesian women in Kalimantan.
Your concern about the indigenous peoples in Borneo is very attractive to me, as you are concerned about the life and the happiness of everyone in harmony with nature. But now that you are here, I'd like to know more about you. I heard you received a special award in Dubai recently.
Yeah. Before the award, I want to highlight that President's order and principle is the presence of the project of university must be benefit to the local people, local economy, and also nationwide and also globally. Because we are going to create another growth economies center. With Malaysia and Borneo, you can see that there will be a new epicenter of economy, right?
Fantastic.
So yeah, back to the award that for the last 2 years that I been traveling to promote Nusantara New Capital City, helping my minister, my Minister of National Development Planning, Mr. Suarso, because President assigned Ministry of Bapenas to lead this project before the new authority was created. Okay, so we're going to do roadshow to US, to Europe, and at the end we stopped by to Dubai. Because personally I know Dubai because I'm involved in FIABCI, the International Race Federations. I'm currently president of Asia Pacific. That's why I know Dubai very well. Dubai is one of the hub of economy and also finance that we can meet a lot of investors. Then I play a role that connecting my governments to Dubai governments and also the stakeholders and also the developers, local, the big shot there. That's why my activities catch the attention of the CEO club that they want me to get the award.
Now regards the economics of this project, how much will it cost and if there are opportunities for international investors to invest in the development of this great city.
Thank you, Dr. Sousa. It's very interesting multi-billion question actually. This project was 33 billion USD, okay? But it's going to be 25 years project because we are building a city. But it's going to be funded by government only 20%. Government only provide basic infrastructures, then the rest will be the play zone that open for any kind of investor, domestically, globally. You are invited to take part of this project. It's going to be a 6 cluster of economy, plus 2 supporting cluster of economy. That's why I'm here also to learn about forest industry from upstream to downstream. I found bioscience, biodiversity park, then the forest must be a functional landscape approach that could be connected to the city, that so the people that living there is still connected to the nature but without damaging the nature.
That's very rewarding to know that you are so much committed for sustainability. And now we'd like to show a second video about the economics of this project.
To further enhance the development and to promote equitable economic growth in the country, the new national capital city, IKN, will be located in East Kalimantan. East Kalimantan is known as a heterogeneous province where indigenous people and migrators live side by side, forming a culturally rich and harmonious community. The overall synergy aspired to realize the vision of Reimagine Indonesia, enabled by the 3-city ecosystem, Samarinda as the heart, IKN as the nerve center, Balikpapan as the muscle, supported by the rest of East Kalimantan as the lungs. The 3-city ecosystem vision will be completed by a city design inspired by universal values. Green and sustainable ecosystem, a livable city, built upon local wisdom. This is the site of the new national capital city from the Parliament Hill, with its 2 main regions, KIPP, the core of the central government area, supported by the National Center for Business and Technology Innovation. IKN's spatial composition is designed as a microcosm of the Indonesian archipelago, adopting nature and water as an integrated part of a city that respects the environment and community. Combining residential and nature concept, the holistic urban planning design of the city exudes the uniqueness of the people and nature in one unity. Pancasila Lake, a lake that represents Indonesia's 5 moral principles, will be located in the middle of the city, along with landmarks that represent the nation's first, all the way to the 5th moral principle. IKN will also have a state palace with the nuance of Garuda, the national emblem that characterizes Indonesia as a great nation and a strong country. The IKN's KPI aspirations are divided into 8 key themes that are universally inspired and locally integrated. Let us look at some examples of special KPIs that will encourage IKN to be a world-class city. IKN will be the first city in the world where people can reach public facilities and transportation nodes in only 10 minutes. IKN is designed to put pedestrian first. Imagine a city where residents can mobilize in an area of 200 hectares without the need for a vehicle. You can conveniently arrive at work, the park, school, shopping center, and worship places in less than 10 minutes. Access to the nearest train station or the nearest bus stop in just 10 minutes. The nature is also within 10 minutes reach to explore. IKN is also designed to become a forest city, a city surrounded by 75% open natural environment. The compact and efficient IKN urban system is built by implementing the Sponge City strategy. Green open spaces are accessible on foot. as the city is built inside a forest with 100% replacement of green areas, providing the residents of IKN a beautiful and natural habitat to live in. IKN aspires to become one of the most livable cities in the world. The city's green and family-friendly nature will invite more people to come and become residents. IKN will implement an integrated economic strategy in the development plan. The development strategy of IKN will create a dynamic city with various areas functioning independently to support the diverse life of the IKN community and to meet the needs of every individual. IKN will be the new economic center for the country, driving Indonesia's new economy with a GDP vision of $180 billion through an economy based on added value and high productivity. Inspired by universal values, IKN will become a world city inhabited by 7 million people that enhances domestic integration and strengthens Indonesia's participation in the international value chains. The new economic center will integrate the country's economy into a strategic, innovative, and resilient economy by developing 6 main economic clusters and 2 supporting clusters to awaken the reimagination of Indonesian economy.
Now 2019, and the idea came out in 2017. And hopefully I think this October is going to be a groundbreaking of the President Palace. The project has started out, the winner is there, and going to be groundbreaking this October.
The description that we saw in the video is very exciting in terms of your goals.
Yeah.
The goals are for 2045.
Yes.
And the city of Nusantara will be an economic hub in that part of the world. Indonesia has the fortune of having the youngest demographic population in the world. So we can foresee a great future for Indonesia, right?
Yep, I mean, and it was predicted by PwC, PricewaterhouseCoopers, that it is going to be the big 5 country by 2050, hopefully.
You have had the opportunity of visit Toronto in the past 2 days, and I would like to find out about your feedback, your experience, and if the people you met, and if you are happy with your visit and with Toronto.
Yeah, again, that I carry a very specific mission from my chairman, also 5 chairmen, Mr. Bambang Susantono, as also Mr. Doni Rahayu, the chairman of also 5 chairmen of the Nusantara New Capital City Authority. They challenged me to find the best resources and the best knowledge partner that we can address forest and environmental issue. Because you see that out of 100%, out of 256,000 hectares, we only develop 25%. And we have 75%, as I said, my terminology is a black diamond, where we can create a playground. A playground is kind of Amazon. Who don't know about Borneo? Borneo is something like Amazon of Asia. We can create a platform that can attract talents and also expert and also entrepreneur to be involved in this forest development from upstream to downstream. Could be bioscience, could be biodiversity, could be ecology park, could be
pharmaceuticals,
and could be a certain kind of industry, but it has to be sustainable and also well addressed. That's why I'm here. I'm learning for Canadian stakeholders, involving governments, how to address this issue, because you are very advanced in forest tree development.
That's very interesting, and I'm sure you have had a great experience with your meetings.
Yes.
You went to the University of Toronto, you went to the Rome Museum, you went to the Faculty of Architecture, and we'd like to show some pictures of your encounters. We'll start with Professor
Yeah, I met yesterday. I met Dr. Patrick James. He's the expert of the ecologist that from University of Toronto. We discussed a lot of interesting ideas that we can do in this Nusantara, and he was happy to be part of it because it's very challenging role. Have like a boys that have a new toy, so it's very challenging for him, and he brings to help us. He has a forest lab that we can do a lot of development and creations. Could be education park, could be a research park, could be of course ecologist park, and also plus entertainment safari, whatever, biking, rally. But it must be using his technology. It must be a functional landscape approach.
I think you mentioned that during this interview you were discussing the functional landscape approach,
yep,
where a forest can be turned into an area of different activities.
Yes.
Such as sports,
biking, canoeing. If you have lake, a small lake, right? Even this kind of fishing, yeah. Also safari park. A lot of them. A lot of interesting activity we can create there.
And there was also interesting to have mentioned that the opportunity of creating a 100 miles race.
Yes.
In the forest.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Yes, we can invite let's say bicycles race society, also maybe the car rally society, because that's very interesting. Who doesn't want to involve in driving and also biking in the middle of the forest of 2,056,000 hectares.
That's very exciting.
And after that, I met anthropology Professor Christian Darling from Museum of Rome. Very interesting, but because he has been to Kalimantan and Borneo and Sarawak so many times, many years ago, he did a lot of research about the ants and also insects that we can actually do in entomology, insects research center actually in this Borneo. We can do also from this Professor Christian Darrens, we can also create something like a global excellent research for primates.
For primates.
Yeah.
Maybe we'd like to show the picture of you and Professor Darling.
Yeah, this is Professor Darling. He showed me a lot of collection of these insects that he found in the Nusantara, actually in the forest of Borneo and also Kalimantan, and some of them even haven't been identified. You see the reach of the nature of this Nusantara.
Yeah, exactly.
It's challenging. We want to make it to challenge those researchers, those investors, those entrepreneurs. If you are not in it, you are not someone. This is my
That's your mantra.
Mantra.
The discussions there with the Professor Darling were very interesting, and it's great to know that he has been to Borneo a few times with many scientists from the Rome Museum.
Yes.
And we are pleased that he is willing to work with you in order to establish the global Department of Excellence for primates research.
I feel that Canada is my auspicious space. Yes, a place that I can connect with people, good people, talented people, and also the people that are willing to work without TNC. People like you, like Professor Darling, James Patrick, Professor Darren as well. Yeah.
We also had a chance to meet Professor Anne Murray. Professor Anne Masson. She's a specialist on orangutans in Borneo. She published many books, and last night she was so excited that that you care about orangutans and the study of the orangutans, and that Nusantara will consider a special habitat, a center for the study of orangutans. Is that correct?
Yeah, yes. So actually we have orangutan from Sumatra, where I was born, and also in Kalimantan or Borneo. So this is orangutan. It's very popular, right? So it's very rare. It's only located in Indonesia and Malaysia. Imagine that. So Professor Anne yesterday telling about what he has been done for the last 20 years with orangutan, Canadian Orangutan Society. They have a lot of this orangutan community with the local help of the people in local. So this is the one of this attention that we have to put note that my president said, minister said, the presence of the Nusantara is going to be the benefit to the local economy, especially for indigenous people, and also the habitat and ecosystem in the forest without damaging them. It must be a value economy, value economy oriented, and also green and sustainable.
That's excellent.
So circular economy, blue economy, green economy will be implemented here. Because a lot of ideas could be in Europe and US, but they don't have playground. So I said, welcome to Nusantara. You have the playground here. Please implement your ideas, your thoughts, your theory. We can help you to implement it in the forest, and also risk of this, any kind of resources. Okay, like we have a lot of mining, ex-mining. We have to readdress it. We have to clean it up, turn into something, right?
Yes, there are many.
Something benefit and also something useful. That's why we said functional landscape.
Functional landscape. Yeah. And there are mines that are abandoned that need to be recovered.
Yeah, it's another issue. So a lot of things that we can do positively to help the world, to help the nations, to help the people, and also at the same time we can create value added of economy, create jobs, economic creations, economic growth as well. Yeah.
You also had the opportunity to present your greetings in a courtesy visit to the Consul General of Indonesia in Toronto.
Yeah. We was visiting the Excellency Congen that reporting to her that Madam Dia, that we are doing something here, and this is not our first time that we're going to be repeatedly coming, because we found a lot of resources and people that can be a talent, could be a good asset for this Nusantara project.
We'd like to show a picture of you at the Consulate of Indonesia in Toronto.
Yeah, this was just yesterday with us, with Excellency Congen, Consul of Economy, and also Consul of this Social and also Communication. And also President of FIABCI Canada, and also Dr. Sousa, of advisor to the FIABCI Canada. We want to connect FIABCI locally Canada to the Congen that can be maybe bring more energy, more opportunity between Indonesia and Canada economic relationship, especially besides social and also education.
You also had the opportunity to go to the Toronto International Film Festival.
Oh yeah.
We were able to watch a movie.
Yeah,
and
interesting
movie, autobiography, and it is your intention to bring a larger committee of film producers next year.
Yeah, I was lucky that we were invited to the Toronto International Film Festival 2022, and in fact we just invited for the next year. My idea is to challenge my minister to create another Nusantara movie, telling the story, telling to the world how we are going to address the orangutan ecosystem, and also indigenous people surrounding this Nusantara project, that we are put them as a priority, as an asset, that we are not going to damage them, but we are utilizing them, give them job, give them feel like a home, feeling themselves like home, and also get benefit of the project. Must be a job creations, creativity must be there.
It is also an opportunity for developing the film industry, to create jobs, to create programs at university.
Yeah, as well as promoting Nusantara.
Promoting Nusantara.
Yeah.
Also, I realized that you were discussing mining in Borneo, and that next year, or maybe at the end of this year, you'll be promoting for international mining companies in Indonesia to come to the.
Yeah, I correct. Yes, I just found out that Toronto has the biggest stock exchange for mining, actually, for mining company. And you hold a lot of mining exhibition and also conference here. So my job is in the KADIN, in the Indonesian Chamber of Commerce, national level. My job is have to report to my chairman and also attract more people, bring more corporate company that involved in mining to be listed here. And then, of course, do economic and business collaborations with local Canadian company.
Yeah, that sounds excellent. You have worked so hard. You are so committed to this project, and you have met lots of people. You didn't have a chance even to see Toronto. You have not been to the City Hall, not been to Queen's Park, not this time.
Yeah,
so
I have a special mission for my Minister of Nusantara, Capital City this time. Yeah.
It means that you are planning to come back for a second time.
Of course, we'll come back with a more proper proposal and also a specific program with the local collaborations, of course, with your help.
Yeah, certainly. And you also discussed other areas of importance in order to promote Nusantara. We are thinking that you could do a public lecture at the Faculty of Architecture, at the Hart House, and you'd be ready to do that next time.
It could be an honor because we are in FIABCI, the International Research Federations, is a window of global properties, activities and connections, right? Where we can share international knowledge, the world-class experience, and also global business networking. That's FIABCI.
And you have been traveling the world.
Yes,
you were telling me that you've been promoting Nusantara.
Yeah, for the last 2 years. Yeah.
For the last 2 years, you have established connections with the World Bank.
Yeah, World Bank. I spoke to we approached World Bank. In fact, that I was invited by European Investment Bank from the head of Asia Pacific. They said, Rusmin, we really want to take part of this project, and also Indonesia, especially in the green transportation business, also infrastructures, because for the last 17 years, we don't have any project in Indonesia. He said, my boss give me KPI this year, from this year, I want Indonesia, only Indonesia. And we are lucky. Mm-hmm.
And I can now remember one of the discussions we had a few hours ago with regards to indigenous people and the empowerment of indigenous women in Borneo.
Yep.
And you are looking at the Canadian Foreign Affairs policy, feminist
yes, correct,
policy.
Precisely. So one of the area that we are going to, my Minister of National Nusantara, we're going to take care of is priority is empowerment, local empowerment, especially women. So we must locally utilize the local people, especially Indonesian people, to have a better life. Okay, they must have a good jobs, economic value added, and also have, of course, prosperity at the end. By giving them job and also maybe entrepreneurs approach. Yeah, they say we have a lot of workers there. This year, I think we will have 10,000 workers start working. So it's going to be cut their hair. So now currently the new capital city minister is providing the free skills of training them to be a hairdresser for the workers. And also they can be a catering provider, why not? And also we can train them to produce a lot of these accessories, handicraft that we can sell here maybe to Canada. It's very high value, right? Some the Indonesian, the accessories and also handicraft that produced by Indonesian women in Borneo. Very interesting.
Yes, so certainly. I will help you doing research on this
Thank you.
government
Policy, yeah.
policy and what kind of monies or grants are available.
Yes.
And now I'd like to mention something of interest to me, and that is the number of Indonesian international students
Yeah.
studying at Canadian universities. The number of 6,000 has
Yes.
been referred to in,
Yeah.
in one of our meetings. I believe that education is now going to be
Top
a
priority.
priority of
Yes.
Nusantara,
Yes.
and that you are going to create
Yeah.
centers of advancement in artificial intelligence,
Yeah.
digital,
Yeah.
and education university,
Yes.
Perhaps. Is that
Yeah.
part of your...
It's our job to
research?
socialize this project because a lot of people outside still don't know what is Nusantara New Capital City project. Still, so as long as they are well socialized, I think they will support this project. Yeah, it's our job because we have 21,000 Indonesians living in Canada. 6,000 of them are students university, surprisingly.
Yeah, the number is
Quite big.
quite big, and
Yeah.
I'm sure there will be opportunities for exchange programs. For,
Yeah, why not? Why not? Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's a good
part
idea.
of
Let's explore with some local
explore
university.
that.
University of Toronto, University of York, yeah, we can tap into.